Absolutely, Josh. When it comes to district tournament time, it's time for everybody to lock in and get ready to play their best ball. Um, I, you know, Tonight we're looking at Harpeth and Cheatham County. I think they're from the same county, so inevitably it is a rivalry game. But on top of it being a rivalry game, it matters even more so for the seeding in the future of the regional tournament.
Cam, I'm glad you mentioned that because what people at home might not understand is that while winning this district tournament does give you a lot of momentum, winning the district doesn't lock you into a regional spot. All four of these teams, of course, Cheatham, Harpeth, Hickman, and East, all have their regional spots.
Yeah, Josh, looking forward to the future for these teams, winning is going to put you either in a position to easily make it into the future of this tournament. That is a long way to go, or it can put you in a tough situation against a really, really good opponent.
Keeping up with this district tournament, and I want to give a very special thank you to Jane Herron of State Farm, who is bringing you this presentation here tonight. These broadcasts will not be possible without her, and we're underway with a deep three by Emmy Orange, no good. Rebounded, put back up by Hunter, no good, and finally rebounded by the Indians. Now Harpeth trying to push it down the floor in a hurry. Bounce pass, right wing. Now she dribbles back out. It's Erin Murphy.
Now, Josh, Cheatham County has come out in a man-to-man defense. They're going to look to try to get turnovers as they did against Hickman County as we watched the last game last Friday. So as they get one there, heading Cheatham County's way.
So Cheatham up the floor, of course, a player to watch here tonight, Cam. As we know, we saw her perform last week very, very well. That's Montana Lee. And the three-pointer early by Emmy Orange falls in, so Cheatham County will strike first. So not Montana Lee, but that can segue into another dangerous player for Cheatham, and that is young Miss Orange, who is absolutely lethal from beyond the three-point line.
Yeah, Josh, if she's having a good night from deep, it's going to be a long night for Harpeth. So look for her to shoot from deep.
So your score 3-0 early. Cheatham leads, and Cheatham with possession yet again. That's Hunter, feeds over to Mitchell. Mitchell to Lee at the right wing. Nice bounce pass weakly into the paint, puts it up, shot well short. The ball's loose on the ground and picked up by Cheatham. The putback by Weekly is good.
And Josh, Cheatham County has come out in a press. It looks to be a 2-2-1 press with the back player playing pretty deep, making sure they don't get beat, and it causes a turnover right there.
So Cheatham again on the offensive. Mitchell drives, bounce pass up top, Lee from three. Splash down for Cheatham. And there she is, Cam, that number 10. I'm sure we'll be calling her name a lot throughout this broadcast.
Yeah, Josh, if there's one thing I would say about Montana Lee, it is she is good at basketball.
I'll have to ditto that, Cam, and Harpeth is trying to get something going, and another turnover, and Lee forces it down the floor, but it will be a turnover into the hands of the Lady Indians. Pulls up, Jalen Murphy, no good. Rebounded by Lee. Lee down the floor, gives to Orange, who tries to put a layup up, no good. Tries to save it, but her foot is on the line, and it will be a turnover. Harpeth ball.
Yeah, Josh, Cheatham County has had a good look every single time down the floor. They haven't converted every time, but right now Harpeth just doesn't have an answer for them offensively, and most of it is because they're turning the ball over and getting late back on defense because of that.
So Harpeth in the right corner. Looking for help. Lee gets a hand on it, and she secures the takeaway. Down the floor, it's Weekly. Right side of the paint, tries for a layup, won't go. Rebounded by Brooke Hamilton. And now it's Harpeth on the drive. Left side in the corner. From three. No good. Rebounded by Lee. So Lee's already connected, or rather she's completed several rebounds already. And now Mitchell drives. Draws the foul. The shot's no good, but she will go to the line to shoot a pair.
And Josh, we saw Sydney Mitchell last week against Hickman County be very aggressive in driving the basketball, right? I think what's so interesting about this Cheatham County team is they have a bunch of girls who play very different ways, know and recognize that role. there's a reason that they went undefeated in the district, and it's because they have great chemistry and know each other's role so well.
So Mitchell goes 1 for 2 at the line. She increases the Lady Cubs lead 9-0. It's out the right wing. Hamilton looking for help. Bounce passes over to her right to Aaron Murphy, who goes up top to Jalen Murphy. Murphy being double teamed. Orange gets a hand on it, and it finds the arms of Georgia Hunter. So Lee, right side of the floor, goes behind the back, goes over, wide open. Orange from 3. Won't go. Lee gets a hand on it, but it's picked up by Harpeth, and it will go out of bounds off of Brooke Hamilton of the Lady Indians. Cheatham will maintain possession.
And Josh, sitting here at 9-0, you have got Harpeth has got to get something going on offense, but they haven't been able to get anything going because there's been so many turnovers. So if I'm them, I am prioritizing making short, simple passes and almost just trusting their offensive scheme to get open shots. Trust your motion, trust each other to make the right play, but don't try to do anything extra just because you're falling behind.
Tries to find Lee in the paint, but it's tipped out of bounds by Jalen Murphy of Harpeth, so it will stay right with Cheatham County. And Cam, that was a play we saw them draw up several times against Hickman, just trying to find Lee in the paint, and Weekly is the one in the paint who tries to go up for 2, won't go, but she is fouled, and Gracie Bell will head to the free throw line.
Now, Josh, this Harpeth defense, they're in a 2-3 zone, but I feel like it's a bit condensed right now. They haven't really got out on shooters that great, and they've overshifted. So what I'm going to look for from now on is a little bit more just like spreading a little bit, but staying at home. That's going to be something really important. But they have done a decent job. Well, I was just about to say they've done a decent job of keeping them off the offensive glass, but Cheatham County gets one there, but Harpeth gets the rebound after a missed shot.
So Harpeth trying to generate some offense, of course. They're still looking at a goose egg on the scoreboard. Might have something here, but a pass into the paint sails over the head of Braylon Goddard. Now Cheatham Hamilton comes from behind, tries to knock it away from Sydney Mitchell, but she will be called for the foul.
Yeah, Josh, and that's not a bad idea at all, but instead of going down on that ball, if the young lady had gone up and tried to swipe up at it, probably wouldn't have been called a foul there. But when you come down and make contact with her arm, it's going to be a foul every time.
And Orange thought about pulling up for 3, but a nice pass to Weekly with a very sneaky pass to Montana Lee, and some nice offense there by Cheatham County. And Cam, there's a reason these Cheatham County girls are the odds-on favorite to be the district champions this time around. I mean, they enter in tonight 23-4, 6-0 in the district, and ball movement and shooting like that is exactly why, as they now lead 12-0. Harpeth shot no good, and Weekly secures the rebound.
And Josh, above anything, Cheatham County is not they're not allowing shots from Harpeth. But when Harpeth does put up a shot, there is no way they're getting a second chance points because everyone on defense is crashing the glass.
And a 3-point attempt there by Mayo, no good, but Cheatham gets the offensive board. Mayo goes up to Mitchell. Mitchell dribbles into the paint, bounce pass to Lee. Easy 2 for Montana Lee, and a timeout is called by Harpeth.
And Josh, in this zone, Harpeth keeps getting, so the player in the middle of the zone is getting pulled up quite a bit by somebody kind of roaming around the free throw line area, and that's causing everyone else to start drifting with them, right? And so when that drift starts to happen, I mean, you have Montana Lee just running that baseline. So as soon as she sees an opportunity where the players crash the middle, it's wide open for her on the baseline for a layup.
Yeah, Cam, and as we're emerging out of this timeout break, I want to give a very special thank you to our producer and our cameraman for the night. Our producer, Elisha Puckett, of course, Mr. 1K, the Hickman County senior, and his brother, the junior Tim Puckett, is our cameraman for the evening. So a special thank you to those two young men who do a great job on the floor and off of it. As we are back underway, bounce pass, looking for Goddard underneath, can't corral it, and it goes out of bounds. Cheatham takes over yet again. And this has been a first quarter dominated by the Lady Cubs. Really not unlike the performance we saw last week here against Hickman County, Cam. I mean, Cheatham started off hot, and there was really nothing to slow down that train. And Harpeth, if they don't do something soon, they might find themselves in the same predicament. Harder at the right wing. Goes all the way over to Orange. Pulls up from 3. No good. Weekly gets the rebound, though, tries to put it back, no good. She will be fouled, then we'll head to the free throw line.
And Josh, you know, if Harpeth wants to stay in this game, they have to start doing the little things right as well. So looking at Cheatham County, they have done every little thing correct so far in this game. That goes for boxing out, that goes for hustle plays, that goes for, you know, making good, accurate passes. Harpeth obviously has been struggling in the turnover category. That has been happening a ton. But if you want to make sure that you make best on, you know, a missed shot, you got to box out and you got to rebound. There's been a couple possessions lately that they haven't done that. Cheatham County has gotten a second chance opportunity.
So Weekly makes both of her free throws. Harpeth up 16 or down 16-0 against Cheatham as they try to put some offense together. Driving in is Aaron Murphy. Wild shot won't go. The rebound and putback will not go. And Cheatham secures the rebound and is back on the offensive. Harder thought about it. Now gives over to the corner. It's Mayo from three. No good. Rebounded by Weekly, who tries to drive in and put it up. Nothing there, and she is fouled again. So, Cam, how about Gracie Bell Weekly, who's been an absolute force in the paint for these Lady Cubs thus far?
Yeah, Josh, you know, for a post player, she's definitely not the tallest, but she knows her position so well, and she always does the little thing as in get in the right position for a rebound. And that's on both sides, right? She's always boxing out, or if she gets boxed out, she always has a really good counter for it. I've noticed that in every game I've watched her.
So Weekly makes her first. Number two on the way. This one no good. And it's Harpeth that secures the rebound. Murphy, being guarded closely by Harder, gets it off to her teammate. And the ball goes right into the hands of Lauren Anderson. The shot is up, no good. And Cheatham got the rebound, but a nice defensive play there by Harpeth to get the takeaway. Murphy in the paint, underhanded layup won't go. Picked up by a teammate, though, and the blue team will stay with it. The ball's back up top for the Lady Indians.
Now, Josh, I'm not entirely sure what this zone is that Cheatham County's playing. It looks like a 2-2-1 that's just like in the half court as the ball off of Montana Lee's foot. Harpeth is taking possession. But as I was saying, it looks like a 2-2-1, but like in half court, and they're trapping the first pass or when a dribbler gets into kind of a corner up top. A little odd of a look, but something we haven't seen them play against Hickman County. So
under 40 seconds remain in our first quarter of play. Here from J.E. Cisco. Holly dribbles right up top of the key, swings over left. A deep three attempted, won't go, well short. It sails out of bounds. Cheatham will take over. 25 seconds to go in this first quarter.
And Josh, of course, as soon as I start assuming what defense they were in, they switch back to man. So
signs of a good coach, I suppose, always keeping everyone on their toes. Harder, right wing, thought about pulling up, decides against it. 10 seconds now. Mitchell dribbles right, hands off to Harder. Harder pulls up top of the key, a high arcing three, well short. And it will sail out of bounds. No one tries to save it for the Cheatham County Lady Cubs. So 3.4 seconds might see maybe one last-ditch effort to get some points in the first quarter. Bounce pass. Murphy lets it fly, and it will come up well short. And that brings us to the end of our first quarter of play from Hickman County High School in our first game of the district tournament. At the end of one, Harpeth 0, Cheatham County 17. We'll be right back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside my broadcast partner Cameron Peters. And Cam, a bit of a different look for us tonight. I don't think we've ever actually had our faces on the camera before, except for the times our cameraman has overspun. We've gotten on there on accident.
I've been a cameraman at times that has overspun on camera. So completely reasonable mistake, but you know it is definitely a new experience. I'm gonna have to be careful with my faces. I don't hide them very well, so have to keep that in the back of my mind.
Of course. So we are just about ready to start things off here at the second quarter. Harpeth will be in possession first as Hamilton receives the inbound and feeds it back to Brooklyn Mangrum. Murphy looks to drive in, right elbow, dishes back out. Thought about a deep three, did Hamilton. The ball's loose. Weekly dives on the floor, and it's a scrap. And a jump ball is called, waiting to see who has possession, and it looks like it will be Cheatham County. Yes, it is.
Now, Josh, you know, if you're Harpeth in a 17-0 hole, the only thing that you can do in this moment is you have to stop worrying about what's on the scoreboard and just play basketball as hard and as good as you can.
And Weekly gets it tough, too. And Cam, we talk about Montana Lee a lot whenever Cheatham's playing Hickman, but tonight, I mean, I believe Gracie Bell Weekly has been the shining star for the Lady Cubs here tonight.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, she's been at the right place at the right time, making the right decision. So, obviously, if you are playing that type of way, you're going to get benefited by it.
And Cheatham drives again. The shot is no good by Lee, but she is fouled and will head to the free throw line. And Cam, what we've seen a lot of Cheatham County tonight is a lot of smiling faces, right? We saw almost the goofy turnover earlier when Lee and Weekly were on the left side of the floor, and they were just cutting up about it. And I think that's something you can afford to do when you're up 19-0. But I think that's also a big key to success. It's like Coach Dawson says about the Hickman County boys. They like to run and gun, but he said it's nothing if they're not having fun. And I think Cheatham's having a lot of fun right now.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Like, you got to remember, this is a game that you're playing, right? If you're not enjoying it, if you're not having fun, you know, there's no really sense in playing it. But again, I think that's a part of their success. They love playing with each other, and that's something that you can tell about these young ladies in every game that we've got to watch them play. They just kind of enjoy each other, even when it's in the tight moments. So, but you know, that doesn't mean that they're not taking it serious. This is a very serious, very good ball team.
So Lee, nice bounce pass. Mitchell gets it to go. That's Sydney Mitchell's third point of the game. Harpeth still yet to find their first bucket of the ball game. A pass into traffic picked up by Murphy. Finds Jalen Murphy underneath the basket. Spin move, lays it up, won't go. But Murphy will head to the free throw line. And Cam, this might be Harpeth's best chance to get some points on the board.
Well, so far, definitely the best chance they've had. This Cheatham County defense has just seemed to be everywhere all at once. They have just been absolutely locked down as she does knock down that first shot.
So Murphy, number 2, doesn't go. Picked up by Orange, who feeds over to Mitchell. And folks, we thank you for tuning in on YouTube here as we have been this season. We encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already, as Gracie Bell Weekly gets a tough layup to fall. And a nice pass there by Montana Lee.
Josh, that was a really good job of Weekly keeping the ball high. That's something that you see a lot of high schoolers struggle with, is dropping that ball down. She kept it high. The defense was all over, but it helped her keep possession of the ball and go up strong.
So Harpeth now. Mangrum feeds to Murphy. Dribbles right side of the paint. Nice spin move. The layup is denied, though, and picked up by Weekly. So now it's Lee picking up the pace. Top of the key. Met there by Maddie Holly. And Lee decides to dribble back out near the HC logo. Orange down at the left wing. Now Lee swings it back up top to Georgia Hunter. Hunter dribbles in left elbow, looking for help, and finds Lee. Floats it. Mitchell drives, steps through, won't go, but Weekly gets the rebound. Put back is good.
And Josh, you know, watching this Cheatham County team play offense is so impressive because, and the thing that's the most impressive is the passing, right? You know, watching these girls just have a sense of each other where it is like they all just have like a sixth sense where each other are going to be and how they want to play. And it's so, it's beautiful basketball to watch.
And Cam, as Harpeth tries for a shot and it rolls out, not a fortunate fall there for Harpeth, as that seems to be the summation of the ball game up to this point. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Mitchell, nice pass. Orange from 3. No good. Harpeth gets the board, and they'll get Gracie Bell Weekly on the foul. But Cam, going back to your point about passing being one of Cheatham's strong suits, that's something that Harpeth has struggled to do. They've had people open in the paint, but either the passes have been too low and kicked off their shins and out of bounds, or it's over heads and it goes off their fingertips. So really, they haven't been able to get that pinpoint precision down. But if they can, I think they'll definitely get some more points as Murphy attempts a shot, and it rattles in, and they'll give her the 3.
And, so Josh, the difference there is in that possession, they made 3 really quick, precise decisions. Something that Harpeth hasn't done well tonight is make clear decisions, right? And a part of that is the defense that Cheatham County has played, but Cheatham County is staying within themselves. Harpeth is a little rattled, so I think that's a big part of why it's going the way it is.
And Weekly with a fearless drive there. She drives into 2 Lady Indians. It's knocked out of bounds. Harpeth unable to save it, and Cheatham maintains possession as Lee inbounds out to Mitchell. Orange, now Lee in the corner, dribbles baseline mid-range. But flies in, gets the rebound. The shot attempted from the left elbow won't go. Tough bounce pass by Weekly. Lee misses the layup though, and Harpeth secures it and will now be moving down the floor. 4 minutes to play in the first half. Harpeth was looking out to the corner for Jalen Murphy. Ball there, but off her hands, out of bounds. Cheatham ball.
And if you're Harpeth, you have just got to slow things down, right? They are playing almost amongst chaos, right? That all of them, I get it. I completely understand. Cheatham County is everywhere. So when you have a team playing like that, you have to play to them playing that aggressive.
And a nice shot there by Georgia Hunter from the left elbow. She was looking for that jumper a possession or 2 ago, and this time she gets it to fall. So Harpeth, again, unable to capitalize on offense. Orange at the left elbow. Mitchell drives in, kicks it out. Lee at the free throw stripe, just in front of it. Was looking for a wild shot there, wanted a foul, nothing called. But Cam, I guess if you're up 28-4, I guess you can't complain too much.
Yeah, Josh, you just pick up, go to the next play.
And Weekly drives in. The layup is no good. Lee gets a hand on it. And Weekly, what a save. A balancing act, but no one there. She tried to keep it in bounds. So an impressive play for a moment or 2, but all in all, still Lady Indian basketball. Murphy goes to the corner. Bounce pass in the paint for Gracie Bell Weekly of Cheatham, who moves it up the floor. Gives Orange. Goes across the way to Lee. Lee thought about a 3, dribbles in. Back to a wide open Emmy Orange. And she makes them pay for it.
And Josh, you cannot lose where Emmy Orange is. She is a threat from deep. When you lose her, that's almost 3 points on the board.
So Harpeth quickly up the floor, but now Aaron Murphy will slow it down. Backs up near the volleyball line. Now pulls up a deep 3, puts her all into it off the glass, no good, and Lee runs it down for Cheatham. So Lee, right wing, guarded by Mangrum. Goes left, step back 3, splash down for Montana Lee.
And Josh, that's something that in the games that we've watched her, we haven't seen a lot of is just her jump shooting, because she is such a free passer, but that is a part of her game that is so impressive to me.
Weekly to Orange off the glass, and it falls. Another bucket. So Amy Orange proving she can drive in and shoot from beyond the arc. And a wild shot there by Harpeth goes behind the backboard. And out of bounds, Cheatham takes over. And several substitutions for both sides. Lee, Weekly, and Hunter subbing out for the Lady Cubs. Aaron Murphy subbing out for the Lady Indians. Hamilton, right wing, pulls up 3, won't go. Rebounded. The putback by Holly is no good, but she's fouled and will head to the free throw line to shoot a couple as they try to just chip away at this huge deficit.
And Josh, if I'm the girls of Harpeth, I have got to now put in the mindset of we are out here to play this basketball game. I have got to put everything I have out here on the floor, because how many more times, like in a game like this, it's so hard to motivate yourself to stay in it, to be confident. And the way to do that is to recognize like how much of a blessing it is to go out there and play basketball, really. And I think in the moments like these, it's tough to be out there. I've been in their shoes multiple times. It's tough to be out there, but go out there, give everything you have because you don't know how many you're going to have.
And Harpeth down the floor. It's given to Avery Mangrum. Bounce pass over to Murphy. Drives in high off the glass. Actually, it didn't go off the glass at all. It went over the glass and out of bounds. And this Cheatham defense is just relentless. No matter who's on the floor, they all play the same, 100% foot on the gas.
And that's, you can tell that's a coach thing, right? This Cheatham County team is not only well gelled together, but when reserves come in, they know exactly where to be. They know exactly why they need to be there. And it just proves that this coach has done such a good job of preparing his girls to succeed.
And Harpeth almost forces a turnover there. Brooke Hamilton got a hand on it. Orange again tries from three. This time it's short. It's tipped around and into the hands of a Harpeth player. It's Brookton, right side, flying down the floor. Wants to take it herself. No good. And the rebound is picked up by Cheatham. And Harpeth tried to corral what was a loose ball. They were free, but it goes out of bounds off of Brooklyn Mangrum. So Cheatham will take back over off of what was almost a near nice defensive play by the Lady Indians. Harder goes across the way. Finds Tam. Now Mitchell dribbles in, floats in.
And Josh, that's probably the fourth or fifth time we've seen her make that move. And she's knocking it down all but once, I believe. So that's the spot she's looking for.
So 15 seconds remain in our first half of play. Here in our first district tournament game of the 2024-2025 season. Mitchell to Orange with 5 seconds. Orange wants to drive. The shot is no good. Mayo gets the rebound, spin around, put back, no good. And Harpeth secures the rebound, so neither team will end the first half with points, but Cheatham does end the first half with a huge lead as they're up on Harpeth 38-5 as our first half has come to a conclusion here on WNKX. We'll be taking a brief break and we'll be right back to cover the second half of our first district matchup.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern-style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Welcome back to WNKX for the first round of the district tournament. And our first ball game is being played here this evening between the Harpeth Lady Indians and the Cheatham County Lady Cubs. And it's a game that has been all Cheatham County as we are underway to start the third quarter. Cheatham, of course, leading 38-5, and Harpeth. Mangrum kicks it back out. Murphy drives, baseline, looking. Gives back out to Brooklyn. Mangrum pulls up. Shot is no good off the front of the rim. And a nice save there by Harpeth. And it was Maddie Holly tried for the putback there, no good. And Cheatham on the offense yet again. Lee hands off to Mitchell. Mitchell drives in, now dribbles back out beyond the arc and goes over to Lee in the corner. From the right elbow, shot won't go. But Weekly gets the rebound and the putback. My goodness, what a game this young lady is having.
Josh, she has been all over that offensive glass this game, and she's a huge reason why they have this 35-point lead.
In the corner, Jalen Murphy won't go, and Weekly gets the rebound. So Harpeth is not getting anything to fall thus far.
No, Josh, but the good thing is that coming out of the half, they have gotten 2 shots. At the start of the game, they had, I think, 4 turnovers to start off. So getting shots off is a positive thing.
And Weekly tries one from the left elbow, won't go. Hunter tries to get the rebound, but it's Jalen Murphy that comes in, knocks it loose. But Lee forces a turnover. Bounce pass, Mitchell drives an easy layup for Cheatham. And that's Mitchell's 7th point of the ball game to this point. And Cam Mitchell, of course, Cheatham's big ball handler. Of course, she's the one that usually brings up the floor when it's not Montana Lee. And she has proven to be a very proficient scorer herself, even when surrounded by such great players like Lee, like Weekly, like Orange.
Yeah, Josh, we mentioned it earlier, Montana Lee considered, to me, the best player on this team. But each of these ladies on Cheatham County are so good at playing their role that it almost doesn't matter who's the best player, because they're, as a team, they're the best team.
And Hamilton, a nice 2 there, a long 2.
Number 35.
Makes it 42-7. That's Hamilton's first bucket. And Mitchell pulls up from 3, won't get the bounce. And it goes out of bounds, waiting for the official signal. And it will be Cheatham ball. Of course, Cheatham in the Harpeth. I want to remind you that will not be the only game we cover this evening. Is following this one, we have a highly anticipated matchup between the East Hickman Lady Eagles and the Hickman County Lady Bulldogs, and Emmy Orange knocks down her 3rd 3 of the game. Mangrum, screen set by Holly, finds Murphy right below the free throw line. Murphy spins, just tries to throw it up, nothing there, and picked up by Cheatham. Down the floor in a hurry, Orange. Looking, goes over to Georgia Hunter, who hands it back near the logo to Montana Lee.
And Josh, something that's interested me as Montana Lee knocks down a 3 is that Harpeth early in the game was in a 2-3, and then they changed to man, but they haven't gotten back out of it, right? And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Cheatham County has really stretched the lead out more when they've been in that man-to-man defense. So, I'm going to look to Harpeth to at least try to slow them down by changing up a look defensively. Right now, when you're going down in your Cheatham County and you're just seeing the same thing over and over again and you figured out how to beat it, it's not that hard to beat it, right? Because you've seen it so many times. So if I'm Harpeth, I'm going to try to switch something up.
Absolutely, Cam, and I think really it's going to be hard for Harpeth because of how dynamic this Cheatham County team is. I mean, they're so good at driving into the paint, getting tough 2s, but I mean, Montana Lee, several 3s, Emmy Orange, several 3s. I mean, there's not just one player that they rely on in this offense, no matter what element you're talking about, whether it's inside the arc or beyond it. And Harpeth will come out of this timeout with the ball, and a foul will be called against Cheatham County. I believe Emmy Orange is the guilty party. Yes, she is.
And Josh, there's there's a type of player that people call a three-level player, a three-level scorer, right? And that is somebody that can score from deep, from the mid-range, and from inside. Well, more so that, like, and all teams should technically be a three-level team, but Cheatham County as a whole is a true three-level team. They can beat you at any game that you want to play.
And there's no good, but she is fouled and will head to the free throw stripe.
Number 2, Murphy is fouled.
With 4:21 left in this third quarter, Harpeth just trying to break double digits. And Murphy's first free throw is good. And number 2 is up and in as well. So on the right side, Mitchell just outrunning Mangrum. Nice pass to Lee, who lays it up and in for an easy 2.
And Josh, you know, these players on Cheatham County, not only are they coached well, but they also have a good basketball sense. You know, all of the time when they see a defender leave or go help, over help, they cut to the rim. They just have a good sense and a good feel to adjust to what the defense is showing.
So Lee hands off to Orange. Orange back up top to Mayo. Mayo over to Mitchell. Mitchell looking, now dribbles left. Gives it, Lee up top. Hands back up top to Mitchell. Screen set by Lee, step back. Tough pass to Lee in the paint. Steps through off the glass. The shot won't go, but she will go to the free throw line. And really, I think if you're Harpeth, what choice did you have there? Either it's foul or 2 free points. So either way, we might be looking at 2 points. We know how Lee does on these free throws. And she doesn't make the first one.
A little uncharacteristic there of her, but, you know, not expecting a second miss. But, you know, this Harpeth defense, when you, at this point, you have to commit to Cheatham County beating you at one type of scoring. If I'm them, I'm going to try to force them to shoot from deep. I'm going to try to force Cheatham County to shoot from deep. Have they shot at will? Yes. But there's a higher chance of them missing that shot.
The 3 attempted by Harpeth, no good. They do get the rebound, though. Dribbles it out. Oh, and it's slapped away by Orange, but can't secure the turnover as it falls into the bench of the Lady Indians. And it'll be Brooklyn Mangrum to inbound from the sideline and gives it in to Brooke Hamilton. Hamilton goes over. Murphy dribbles left. Guarded by Mayo. Has to get back up top to Hamilton. Quickly swing. Bounce pass. Nothing there. Turnover. Cheatham picks it up, but the ball's loose, and Harpeth recovers it. And a 3 attempted by Murphy. Splash down for Harpeth.
Number 2, Murphy, 4-3.
So, Cam, that is Erin Murphy's second 3 of the ball game. Her 8th point of the night, and she has really been the only offense these Lady Indians have had.
And Josh, you know, if I'm her, I'm trying to figure out how to get my shot off, right? If I'm the only one that really has anything going, well, how can I create a shot? Or once I can start getting my shots falling, how can I create shots for others?
And a bounce pass and an easy layup for Charlotte Hunter.
Charlotte Hunter.
So that's Hunter's first bucket of the game. Murphy again pulls up. This one won't go. Lee gets the rebound. Pulls it down. As it was Braylon Goddard there trying to rip it away. Now it's Mitchell. Has it knocked loose. The ball rolls toward the scorer's table, but Mitchell recovers it. Now dribbles around Hamilton. Tries to swing it out. And it's Hunter. Does secure it. Knocked loose again by Brooke Hamilton. And Cam, young Hamilton, she seems to be everywhere on the floor defensively for these Lady Indians.
Yeah, Josh, you know, at this point in the game, you got to bring the energy somehow, and she's doing a great job of just being an energy player.
Orange thought about it, pulls it down, dribbles in, nice move, layup, no good. But Orange is fouled and will head to the free throw line. Sydney Mitchell has checked out for Cheatham County. Lauren Anderson has subbed in.
To the free throw line to shoot 2.
So we appreciate you joining us here on YouTube, folks, for this district tournament presentation. Of course, we'll be with you
Yeah, Josh, and at this point in the game, it is so hard not to try to force things to happen, right? In the game of basketball, sometimes you do have to just force something to happen, force your way into something, but, you know, Harpeth right now is really struggling to find their way through this game, sitting at only with 12 points, so trying to force something at that point instead of just playing the basketball that you know makes it as there's a intercepted pass heading Harpeth's way. And Harpeth with a second chance opportunity and a foul called on Emmy Orange. So Harpeth there working hard to get that second opportunity. I will say this, Josh. You know, I am impressed with Harpeth's willingness to not stop in this game. It's so easy when you're facing a deficit that currently sits at 40 points to just get bogged down and not even want to be out there. These girls have set that aside, and they have been playing very hard. As she knocks down the second. Now, Harpeth is back into their 2-2-1 full court press, but Cheatham County kind of had their way with it in the first half, and they just got called for 10 seconds. So really good job there by the Harpeth defense to make things happen, shake things up there. As a shot absolutely knocked down from
Still works.
So we apologize to everybody, but there is an issue with the internet. As of now, my mic is the only one working, so we're trying to figure it out. We do apologize for that, but the show must go on. And Harpeth bringing it down the court as a shot from deep. You know, Harpeth has gotten a couple good looks in the second half, and it's just because their extra energy defensively. They have done a really good job of taking away a rebound there. And a foul and sending number 4 to the free throw line. She goes to the line to shoot 2. And she knocks down the first. Again, folks, we do apologize for the internet crashing, the broadcast not going the way that we want it at the current moment, but we are doing all that we can to fix it and give you the coverage. And a foul is called on Harpeth. Cheatham County, they just hit the bonus, so Cheatham County will be heading to the free throw line. Now, as of recent, this Harpeth press has all of a sudden showed up to be really good. In the first half, like I said, you know, Cheatham County just kind of walked it down the court and had their way with this press. But so far in this half, it's kind of been a different story, really. The Harpeth defense has just turned it up and came in really laser focused. And she misses the second as well, so she went 0 for 2 at the free throw line. The score remains 53-18. Now Harpeth with a 3-ball offensive rebound, and that will be the end of the third quarter. And welcome back, folks, to the action. Again, I do want to repeat, we apologize if the internet is down with a part of our broadcast, so Josh's headset is down, and I will be doing the play-by-play as Harpeth drives in from the corner, gets the offensive rebound, stays with it, continues with the ball, and Harpeth, this second half, has just turned it up defensively. I don't know what's gotten into them, but I love it. There is no quitting these girls. And Cheatham County bringing it down the floor, throwing it around. Harpeth causing another turnover and heading their way in the corner. Shot from up top will head the direction of Cheatham County.
And folks, I think we're back. I think we're good. So we are back. So I apologize for that. I appreciate Cam for staying calm, cool, and collected. And Cheatham County with the ball. Of course, 7 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Harpeth down by a lot, 53-18 in the first game of the district. So Cam, they have the clock rolling. I think a bright spot you can gather from this, at least if you're Cheatham, on top of the good things that have already been going on, is that you're having your young girls getting some time to shine in a district tournament, right? A lot of eyes on you, a lot of pressure, more pressure than a normal regular season game. So I think it's good for Cheatham to get these girls experienced, and that'll pay dividends going down the road, not just in the postseason, but for next season as well.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Anytime that you can get your players that don't have quite the experience that your starters have, if you can get them time in a game, it's so good because, as much as you don't want to admit it, oftentimes the lights do shine a little brighter.
So Harpeth, Hamilton, dribbles right, kicks it back out. Brooklyn Mangrum. Mangrum past the paint. Murphy, spin move, puts it off the glass, and it falls in for Murphy. So Cam, once again, this young number 2 has been doing all of the offensive heavy lifting here tonight. In the pass, wild by Harder, taken away by Harpeth, and an easy 2 points for the Lady Indians.
And Josh, while we were having our difficulties, I've mentioned it a number of times, Cheatham County is struggling breaking this Harpeth press in the second half. Now, Montana Lee is not on the floor, but that's not to say that there's not talent on the floor for Cheatham County. So, impressive job to turn the defensive energy up by Harpeth.
The layup there, no good. Attempted by Charlotte Hunter. And the Lady Indians once again in possession. And Murphy pulls up mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Mitchell. Mitchell down the floor. Harder. Off the glass, won't go. She was looking for the and one. But she will get a couple of free throws.
And Josh, that was a really good job there by Harder to be patient on the defense. She knew the defense was coming fast at her and knew that if she played it right, she would get fouled. She took a slow down step and waited for that contact and went up with it.
So Mitchell is coming out of the game. Emmy Orange back in for Cheatham. The free throw falls in for Harder. So Cam, I imagine for the remainder of this ball game, we won't see Gracie Bell Weekly or Montana Lee on the floor for Cheatham. But my goodness, what a night those two young ladies had. Of course, Montana Lee more than likely ends her night at 17 points. Weekly ends at 12. So two of the big offensive contributors for this team. That's led us to where we are now, that this 55-22 score.
Yeah, Josh, those two young ladies were so impressive tonight, and we haven't kept up with rebounds up here. I bet they have 10 apiece. As a big shot knocked down from way beyond the arc there.
And that was a beautiful shot, too. The ball spinning. Very satisfying to watch from up here. As they continue to widen the gap, Murphy tries to drive in. The layup won't go, but she will go to the free throw line to try for a couple. So, Cam, that's something we saw out of Erin Murphy whenever Hickman County was playing against Harpeth, and that is that she is fearless when driving into the paint. She's either committed to getting 2 points or she's going to the free throw line. Usually there's no in between.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, when she decides she's getting to that rim, she is doing exactly that. Whether that is through 4 people or not a single human in sight.
She, of course, has attempted several acrobatic shots just trying to get something going for her team. And whenever they don't fall, more than likely she's going to the line. And subbing out of the game is El Maya. Orange. Dribbles across midcourt. Gives over. Floater. No good, denied by Brooklyn Mangrum. Mangrum down the right side. Give, corner, back out. Now up top. Three-point attempted by Murphy. And again, she sinks it.
And again, Josh, calling that Murphy name again. She has been so good in this second half. I think that's a good sign for things to come for Harpeth in this district tournament. You know, this second half, they have really picked it up.
Harpeth with another takeaway. Murphy again tries to float in the paint and sails over the head of the leaping Brooke Hamilton. So Cam, all in all, not a good night for Harpeth, unfortunately. I mean, any night that you lose isn't a good night. But Erin Murphy, 14 points on the night, certainly not a performance to scoff at all.
Yeah, Josh, you know, she can keep her head high, and honestly, she came away from this game playing as hard as she possibly could.
And a layup falls in for Cheatham County as they continue to pour it on with 90 seconds remaining in our ball game. And folks, don't go anywhere, because after this one, we've got the Lady Dogs versus the Lady Eagles as Cheatham forces a turnover. The ball is loose as it was Madison Heine that took a tumble. And the foul will be called against Harpeth. Of course, given the score, the clock continues to roll even after a foul. So it's Harder crossing midcourt. Now back to Harder in the paint. It's loose. Murphy thought about reaching out, but wisely lets it roll out of bounds, and Harpeth will take over, looking to just get some points to make the score look a little bit more respectable in the waning moments of this ball game. The layup attempted there by Jalen Murphy is no good, but she is fouled and will go to the line. But the clock continues to roll.
Josh, you know, and I already said this, but Harpeth can catch momentum from the second half, right? You look at the scoreboard, they're probably going to have their points doubled at the end of this, right? But that doesn't tell you the whole story of the second half, right? They played very solid, very aggressive, turned Cheatham County over, and they can take that and be confident in the next coming games.
So that both free throws no good for Harpeth, but the horn will sound, and that brings us to the end of our first game this evening. Your final score, Cheatham 60, Harpeth 27, as Cheatham still continues to be the odds-on favorite for this district tournament. So folks, we will have a brief intermission, and we will be back for the second game, a game that's been highly anticipated, a game I can assure you don't want to miss. So make sure you tell your friends, families, aunts, uncles, and everything in between to come check us out on WNKX on YouTube. We'll be back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
So, folks, I just wanted to make a little bit of an announcement for those of you that are still tuning in. We will be ending this first stream right now so we can go in and make some technical changes to prepare our scoreboard for the second game of the evening. We appreciate you for tuning in for our first game of the night, but more action still awaits. So we're going to end the stream right now, but stay tuned as we'll be going live here in just a few moments with Game 2.